It's been 16 months since Russia invaded Ukraine, and in this video we're going to look at cryptocurrency's role in the Russia-Ukraine conflict and take a look at how crypto might be used in any future wars. Today's episode is sponsored by Cake Wallet, where you can send, receive and even exchange your crypto right from within the wallet. Cake Wallet is open source and non-custodial, so you control your own private keys, available today on iOS, macOS, Android and Linux. Good evening everybody and welcome back to Enter Crypto, where every single day I keep you informed and fully up to date on all things crypto. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then like, subscribe and click on the notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any future updates. Now today we're going to be talking about an article from energyportal.eu. As always guys, we'll quickly read through the article and then we'll remark after. So the use of crypto in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. The conflict in Ukraine, now in its second year, has received financial backing from the West in response to Russia's invasion. Moscow, on the other hand, has been using the sales of oil and natural gas to fund its military efforts. While the media often focuses on the supply of heavy artillery and advanced tanks, frontline soldiers on both sides are often lacking essential items such as body armour, food and medical supplies. Research by blockchain analytics firm Chainalysis reveals that the Russia-Ukraine war has seen the largest scale use of crypto for any global conflict to date. Volunteer groups have been leveraging social media to crowdfund specific items needed on the battlefield, requesting funds in the form of cryptocurrencies that can be sent quickly and in small amounts from donors worldwide. This approach limits the effectiveness of Western financial sanctions on the Russian side as it bypasses traditional banking systems. It also expedites the process of supporting reaching Ukrainian soldiers, whether from Western donors or their own family and friends. Though the amounts involved are relatively small compared to larger military expenses, the targeted transfer of funds to soldiers allows them to purchase the specific items they need to save lives. Monitoring the flow of crypto has become possible through the transparency of blockchain transactions. Blockchain analytics firms like Chainalysis and Elliptic have been able to track donations to various groups involved in the conflict practically in real time. The use of social media platforms like Telegram and VKontakte has made it easier to solicit donations and monitor the influx of funds to specific groups. And by connecting social media usage with blockchain transactions, researchers have gained insight into how these funds are used. The purchases often include items like night vision devices, drones, body armour and boots that significantly impact the safety and operational capabilities of soldiers on the front line. Despite ongoing efforts to limit Russian revenues from oil and gas sales, Moscow continues to allocate billions of dollars to its war effort. In comparison, funding via crypto is modest, but pro-Russian militia groups have still received an estimated $20 million in donations for their activities in Ukraine. Overall, the use of crypto in the Russian-Ukraine conflict is a sign of how digital assets are increasingly being utilised in armed conflicts around the world. And while the impact of crypto may be limited compared to other funding sources, it provides a new way for individuals and organisations to support soldiers on the ground and contribute to the outcome of the conflict. Now, one of the reasons that both Ukraine and Russia are using crypto to fund their needs, their war needs and the war effort, is because crypto is extremely efficient, and not only that, but it can be sent immediately. It doesn't need permission, so it's permissionless, so they don't need to go through any government to get the funds where they need to be. And so effectively there is no third party. And as everybody knows, speed and efficiency and reliability are extremely important when the chips are down. You know, when it's in an environment like a war, you cannot afford for delays. And we've seen one of the complaints that Ukraine has always had with the West. Although they're very grateful for the weapons, for example, they're always saying that there's a delay and that we need them now, we need them yesterday. We don't, it's always that kind of talk. And sometimes that's even been interpreted in the West as them being ungrateful. But in reality, it's just, there is so much at stake when war breaks out that everything is about speed and, getting things through now. And crypto does that. Crypto allows for that when it comes to financial transactions. So it solves a very real problem for both sides. And crypto, along with other emerging technologies like social media and the internet, it's giving the both sides the ability to mobilize, organize and deliver very quickly. And we actually saw this play out in real time in Ukraine when the war first broke out. The Ukrainian government put out, I think, Bitcoin and ETH addresses, and then there were some other ones like Polkadot. And the Ukrainian government received $56 million in crypto donations, and they were made mainly in just Bitcoin and ETH. And I've also seen Ukrainian soldiers that have been injured in the war and need surgery be able to start up a kind of GoFundMe website and put their crypto address on there, whether it be in Bitcoin or ETH, and receive funding so that they can get the hospital care that they needed at the time. Now, the Russian government itself hasn't been seeking donations like the Ukrainian government, but we have seen Russian groups, pro-Russian groups in the Donbass region receive around $5.4 million of crypto in just the past year. And really, this is cryptocurrency's first proper experience in a war where we've had, multiple parties involved. I know that there's only Ukraine and Russia formally involved, but in reality, they are both being funded by outside parties that are, like the US and Europe, and I think China and North Korea are also funding and helping Russia along the way, along with Belarus. And so it's been a really good test for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency's usefulness in this type of environment. And actually, I think that as time goes on and we inevitably have more wars, or this war gets worse even, we're going to see more inflation, we're going to see more governments fail, we're going to see the price of things go up more. And actually, as risky as we see crypto in terms of US dollar and in the price and how you can lose money and things like that when we trade crypto, it actually soon, when things start to get bad in the real world, crypto actually looks like a bit of a life raft. When the government's shutting down, shutting down the currencies or shutting down the banks, when things are getting bad, crypto becomes a lifeline. The risk from outside, like whether that be a war or whether that be in your bank account shut down so you can't pay for your bills anymore, that becomes much worse than the price of Bitcoin. And so if Bitcoin's technology allows you to pay anybody anywhere and receive payment anywhere for any goods or services that you've either sold or participated in, then you're going to care about the price of Bitcoin a whole lot less. And as time goes by and governments just continue to fail or remind us why we don't need their fiat currencies, then I think Bitcoin and crypto is just going to play a larger and larger part as time goes on. Now, I'll wrap up with that. As always, guys, thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notifications bell if you found some value in this video, of course, and I shall see you all tomorrow.